Don't adjust your monitors, everybody. I'm Jeff Pawlak, but I am sitting in the captain's chair today. No Josiah Leroy. There's a good reason for that, though, because we are talking Godzilla. In particular, the trailer that just dropped for Godzilla Resurgence, a.k.a. Shin Gojira, over in Japan. I got Seth with me today. I also got Nate over on the other end of the couch. All right, guys, we just saw the debut trailer for Shin Gojira, Godzilla Resurgence. What are your thoughts so far, Nate? You are a huge Godzilla fan, just like myself. I'm dying to hear what you think about this.
I think it looks pretty rad.
Yeah.
I adore that Japan has made a tradition out of using the suit,
Right.
and that they're not straying from it at all. Well, they're embellishing it with CG. We'll talk about that, but it looks rad.
Yeah.
That's my initial thought.
Word on the street is the suit that they're using is twice the size of a normal person.
Oh my gosh.
So they actually have 3 people operating it. Whereas, in the past, the suit actors, it was one guy in there, just slowly walking around. But this time...
Those old suits were like 200 pounds.
Oh, God. People are getting injured all the time.
Yeah, and they had if you don't know, those old suits, they're just solid latex. And they had little cork holes at the bottom of the feet, and you could unplug it and drain out the sweat, because these guys, these poor people operating the suit were just like, drenched in this stuff, drowning in their own sweat.
Someone actually almost drowned when they fell in one of the pools.
Yes, they did.
One of the movies.
Yes, they did. And one time, the head got caught on fire. And,
That's right.
Oh gosh. Anyway, but
I think when you watch this trailer, one of the first things that stands out is Godzilla's design in this. I mean, he's beat up, he's scarred, he's damaged. I mean, his arms are almost skeletal to an extent. We do know the reason for that. Godzilla is damaged from the atomic bombs at the beginning of this, and he's slowly regenerating over the course of the movie. There was a source from Toho that revealed that Godzilla is going to have 3 different forms in this, so we're going to see him at 3 stages of the regeneration process. I got to imagine that what we saw in this trailer was kind of like the second form. So like earlier in the movie, we'll see him almost look like a zombie, basically. Muscle, tissue, raw bones, everything like that. Then he, gets some of his skin back, and then hopefully by the last act, or maybe the very end, we'll see him in his full, true form. That said, we know he's not going to probably be the regal, heroic-looking creature like from Legendary's 2014 reboot.
No.
They're going more for the feel of the 1954 classic, which was just a horrific, nightmarish monster. He's no hero. This is Godzilla the villain.
Right, and so we're digging into the look now. Like
Absolutely.
We're digging, okay, because he totally looks like that. I mean, from the beady eyes, to the sharp fangs.
Teeth are jutting out of his lips.
That is totally 1954 Godzilla.
Absolutely.
And it looks great, and I love that look. I think the only thing they're missing, I don't know, maybe they aren't, but he has those little ears.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think
they did that, but no, and also the way he looks, it kind of looks like how he does from Godzilla vs. Destroya with the red stuff all around. But this looks more like almost like a more anime-ish interpretation of what that would look like in terms of, I don't know how else to describe it. The way it looks kind of veiny and weird, looks like something you would see like in Attack on Titan or something.
Right. Which is interesting. You mentioned anime and Attack on Titan. I mean, just perfect segues.
Yeah.
The 2 guys behind this film, we've got Hideaki Anno, and then we've got Shinji Higuchi. Shinji Higuchi is the effects designer for this. He did the 1990s Gamera films, along with the live-action Attack on Titan films. And then Hideaki Anno is the classic director of the anime Neo Genesis Evangelion. So we know the pedigree of the people working on this. And
I think that explains sort of more of the horror route they seem to be going this time around, based on this guy's previous work.
Absolutely. Like the legendary 2014 reboot was more action adventure with like a grim bleak overtone. This is gonna be horror.
And that's totally cool too.
Right, absolutely.
And I think Legendary did a great job.
They did.
We can tangent into that, but I'm glad that we have these 2 concurrent series.
I agree.
Because it seems to be that they're sort of emphasizing different aspects of the character, and I like both a lot.
Same with me.
And I revisit those movies a lot. They're a lot of fun.
They are. Seth, you are a more casual Godzilla fan as opposed to the 2 of us. What are your thoughts on seeing this for the first time?
I like it. I feel like it's there's a lot more that I just don't know what to think about. Because to me, they're you guys are drawing a lot of details from it, whereas I, as a casual viewer, am seeing it more as like Godzilla. Here's Godzilla. He's got a huge ass tail, and
he does have a big tail. It's outrageous.
And people are freaking out, and I don't. But I do like it. Especially watching it again, I do kind of feel a build-in tension with it, and it is intriguing. But I wasn't pulling as much of the details from it as you guys were.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to kind of seeing more on it. So that's where I am as a casual viewer, intrigued, but I don't know what more to say.
You mentioned before how this is going to be so different from Legendary's. It's a completely different story. It's a reboot of its own. This is going to be the one where I said Godzilla is the villain in this. And I think that's so fascinating that Godzilla is one of the very few characters in fiction who is just as effective as a villain as he is a hero. And in this case, like I said, he's not saving Tokyo from another giant monster. He's coming to destroy Tokyo and kill everything in sight.
Yes.
The tagline on the poster in Japan specifically says Japan versus Godzilla. So what do you think about that, going from 2014, the Legendary reboot where Godzilla was a ambiguous hero, to now a villain, basically, the antagonist of the movie?
I mean, obviously, that works a lot, and I like that a lot. I do like those movies, like the original and Godzilla 1985 or Return of Godzilla. They are ones that I revisit less often than the ones where he fights other monsters, because those are a lot more goofy fun and make for an easier revisit than, the original Godzilla or Godzilla 1985, where sort of the whole purpose is to preponder man's existence in the world and what what nuclear ambition hath wrought.
Right.
Those are heavier things to digest in a average viewing session. But here, pardon me one second. Get out of here.
It's okay. My phone went off a couple minutes ago.
My brother is just calling me. He's also a gigantic Godzilla fan.
Well, I'm really glad to hear we got more on the Geekiverse crew.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, we do have a great article up on the website. It is by one of our members named Liz. She did a reaction to the trailer, talked all about her thoughts watching it second by second, talked about the production behind it, Hideaki Anno, Shinji Higuchi. So go on the Geekiverse, check that out, get your thoughts from another huge Godzilla fan. Wrapping up, guys, where can we find you on Twitter, and what are we going to do later this year when we finally watch this? What's your big thought going into this then, as this hits later this summer?
Going to let it wash over me
right.
and enjoy it and listen to that great crazy Godzilla roar with the the resin coated rubber glove over a cello. It's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah. Nate, where can we find you on Twitter?
Oh yes, at Nate NATE _ Lockhart LOCKHART.
It'll be on the screen.
Put it here.
Seth, final thought, and where can we find you on Twitter?
Yeah. So I am glad, going on what you previously mentioned, that they are doing, because I was under the impression the 2014 version was going to be more of the the horrors of Godzilla, and they kind of there were so many callbacks to the original Gojira where that's what he was, and he ended up being like a more of a Defender of the Earth type role, which is fine. But I am glad that there's still going to be, like you said, an alternate version where he is the enemy, and that's really going to be great to see modern versions of both sides of the character. And I am at Twitter at Cap Amerikansky. I said at a lot of times in a row.
That's fine.
At Cap Amerikansky.
You only need one.
Yeah.
Admitting it is the first step.
I'm at Jeffrey Pavz. Like them, I'm just so excited to see this different version of Godzilla. The one that we're going to fear, the one that we're going to hate, not the one that we're going to be rooting for and love so much like we did 2 years ago in 2014's Legendary reboot. You can find us, like I said, on Twitter, but then also Geekiverse is all over social media. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, Snapchat, also on Mitomo now, so check out all of our me's on there. And hopefully we'll be talking to you guys later this summer. The movie releases in Japan July 29th, and hopefully we get an American release date soon as well.
There better be.
There better be, yeah, there better be.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
And my goodness, every trailer they've released has just ramped that up for me. Margot Robbie, she is you know my thoughts on her. Jared Leto looks really, really good as Joker. I like Will Smith in there. We got a little bit of Batman in there this time. Oh man, I don't even know where to begin, and we only have 10 minutes to talk about it. So someone right this ship.
Well, we keep seeing what I said. What made me excited about Jared Leto's Joker is he's so zany. He's so goofy. It really